Hey guys, coming to you with the second video for today. I want to talk about the college scam uh, case that's going on right now. Well, actually, one person was sentenced today. There's a total of 50 people that have been charged with the whole college scam situation. So basically, for those who don't know, there was a gentleman that would take money from some of the wealthiest people, famous, wealthy, whatever, hedge fund owners, actresses, whatever. If he had the money, he was taking it. But basically, for people who wanted their children to get into certain schools, Ivy League schools, he had a way to get them in school from having their SAT scores, SAT tests taken by other people, or someone actually editing their tests to make their score seem higher so they can enter into these Ivy League schools, and even going far as getting them scholarships with certain sports departments at colleges that they went for one day and that was it. Like, I think one of them was like, I forgot what they call a sport, but I believe it's like rowing or something. That's Lori Laughlin's kids that was actually they actually had to do one day of rowing a boat because they really didn't have to do it anyway, because from my understanding, they had deals with Sephora, with makeup, and also a successful YouTube channel. But I'm going off on a tangent concerning that. What I want to talk to you guys about is Felicity Huffman. And for those who don't know her, she was actually the lawyer in When They See Us on Netflix. She was the blonde lawyer. That was Felicity Huffman. She was also in Desperate Housewives, and another good movie I like. I want to call it American Trans, something like that. Trans America. Y'all guys go check that movie out. Very good movie. She played a transgender, which I know right now is not an acceptable thing, because why is a heterosexual person playing a trans woman? Anyway, Felicity Huffman was sentenced today for trying to get her, well, she actually paid the guy, and the college accepted her. But long story short, she paid the guy $15,000 to have her daughter's SAT scores brought up to a passing score, or brought up to a score to where she can enter in Ivy League school. She has been super apologetic. She wrote a 19-paragraph essay to the judge before she was sentenced. So in my mind, she seemed like she's very remorseful for what she did. I mean, some of the statements she was making, like she wanted her daughter to have a fair shot. That's why she did it. And she said, basically, when she wrote, she wanted her daughter to have a fair shot, she said, wow, the irony in this is because it wasn't fair from the start, but I wanted her to have a fair shot. And she spoke about how she battled with it like for 6 weeks before she even paid the guy to do it. Like, she didn't know what to do. She just knew she wanted the best for her child. And I can somewhat understand it, because I'm a father myself. I want the best for my children as well, but there is a level of work ethic you have to instill in your kids, because if you don't, they're going to go around here in this world expecting everybody to do everything for them, and it just doesn't work like that. I don't care how gorgeous you are, what wonderful body you have, people are not going to do nothing for you. It's going to come a time and a place where you have to do everything yourself. So you need to learn this as a child before you go out in the real world. But nonetheless, she ended up, which is funny to me, she ended up getting 14 days in her sentence, 250 hours of community service. I think she had to pay $30,000 in fine. So the prosecution, well, her lawyers were arguing the fact that she could do her time at home with an ankle bracelet. And the prosecution was like, oh, hell no. Doing time is not living in a mansion in LA Hills with an infinity pool. So the judge gave her 14 days. She started crying. I heard, well, as they were reporting, she started crying in the courthouse. And she was just baffled. She didn't know, she was like lost. But I think it may not hit her now, but probably on that 13th day, 14th day before she's about to get out of jail, it's going to hit her that, okay, this is now over. I can go on and live my life accordingly, but it's a lesson learned for her. It really is, unfortunately. But I do feel like her sentence today, the 14 days she got sentenced, which I don't know if it's going to be a prison or jail. Well, it's going to be a low security type jail or prison. Like, she's probably going to be like in a queen bed with 300 thread count sheets, and this is going to be a jail, y'all. But I think she's going. I think she's already learned her lesson, but I think the 13th or 14th day when she's about to get out, she's really going to have closure, is what I'm trying to say. But I do feel like this is going to set the tone for what's ahead. And I think what's ahead is these other people that haven't been sentenced yet. Lori Loughlin, they have been saying she initially wanted to plead guilty, but her husband convinced her not to and told her career would be ruined if she pled guilty. But now, because she didn't plead guilty and took the 2-year sentence they were going to give her, now she's facing 40 years, her and her husband apiece. And her husband is Massimo. Anyone who's ever shopped at Target, I've seen some type of clothing with Massimo on it, that's her husband. So they worth money, but she took out $250,000. She took a loan out of her $20 million house to pay for her children to enter into this school. I want to say it's UCLA. But to get back to Felicity Huffman, I think her sentence was the tone for everybody else that's coming ahead. Like, the coach that, there's an array of people involved in this college scandal, but there was a coach of a school that received 30 days, a very minor sentence. So they're starting, as you can see, from, kind of like the bottom, and they're going to make their way up. And there's some people, I think, that have spent a considerable amount of money and gone through extreme measures to get their kids into college, and they're going to suffer some serious consequences because right now everybody in this country is not for the privilege. It just ain't. I mean, that whole word being privileged is not acceptable by people right now, and I do believe more is to come. But yeah, Felicity Huffman got 14 days in jail, $30,000 fine, and 250 days of community service. I hope they put her in some type of halfway house, after school program in a impoverished neighborhood like Compton somewhere. Put her in Compton, where she got to wear some Air Force Ones or some Timberlands or something. Like, really talk to some real people. Now I think that's going to wake her up as well as the others. Like, life is not, mega mansions, 5 and 6 cars, personal chefs, and charter jets for everyone in this world. That's not what life is all about. Unfortunately, with certain people, it is. And it's not to criticize anyone who is, established and successful. It's just that people in this world feel like because they have a certain amount of money and a certain amount of power, they can go around here and do all type of things. And I do believe any judge that is presiding these cases that are coming up with this college scam understands a tone has to be set and a message has to be sent. That just because you got money don't mean you can go around here and buy your way into things. Do I feel sorry for these people? No, I do not. They knew what they was getting themselves into. Everybody knows what they're getting themselves into when they go out here and commit any crime. Whether you're selling a pack of gum or you embezzling money from a company, you know what you're doing when you're doing it. And I think some of the arguments was no victim was involved, but no victim was involved, so she doesn't deserve a harsh sentence. And what I said, there was desperation involved. And when you're desperate, you do desperate things. And unfortunately, Felicity decided she wanted to do something desperate to get her kids into an Ivy League school. And I really don't see how you can say that's a way to teach your kids work ethics. But in the end, she's going to find out what's real and what's fake. So y'all let me know what y'all think about Felicity Huffman's sentence today. I wasn't shocked. I was actually expecting more, but that didn't even happen. The judge decided to be, in my opinion, lenient. But then again, when you think about it, one night in jail is a long time. But I hope the best for her. I don't think her career is over with because she's an extraordinary actress. Her and her husband. Actor, her husband. There's more to come with this situation. I'm gonna keep you guys posted. This is my first video about it. I should have been talking about it, but that's just the basis right now. She pleaded guilty. She took what the prosecution, I think she's her and somebody else that took what the prosecution was offering. And that was a smart move on their part. It really was. Now, the rest of these people, they didn't do it. They talking about they're not guilty, and that's not going to be a good look. It just ain't. Because they're going to make a fool out of them. But you guys tell me what you think in the comments. Please like and subscribe. Hope you liked the video. You guys have a great weekend. I'm about to get up out of here and go home. Get me something to drink. You guys have a great evening. Bye.